got together and established a scholarship fund as a way to remember him and what he had brought to this community. He often was called the Pied Piper of soccer around here, and it was quite a challenge to step into those shoes. But Dave's memory lives on when you go by the park on Saturday morning and see all the kids playing. And it's just really a great tribute to the program that he left us. Kevin Brahaney, would you come join me, please? Kevin's got a little bit of a story to tell about Dave.
Well, those of you who know Dave, I don't have to tell you much about him. He's an inspiration. I looked at the role model award that he gave out, and for those young people that might be here tonight, and for us adults, he was a role model for both young and old. He was truly a role model for me. I came to town in '78, and he was one of the first people that I got to know outside of my job. And somehow, and Dave was just his way, he was just an amazing guy. Somehow he heard that I played soccer all my life. And he was decided to put together a 20-something soccer team in Decatur. No one played soccer in Decatur at the time. No one, except a bunch of transplants that thought there's no soccer in Decatur. Dave, he loved soccer. He was a horrible soccer player. But he loved that game for some reason. And so he got us together, and we played, we go to Springfield, we travel, he'd bring teams in. And then in the winter, with his connections with the YMCA, Dave would get us at gymnasium at the old YMCA on Sunday mornings at 9:30 when it was closed, and we got to play indoor soccer to our heart's content. And there was probably 20 of us that played routinely. And Dave was out there running around with all of us. And I used to look at this guy and I thought, why does he like this game? Because he just doesn't know how to play it. But he's just incredible. And he organized everything. We did nothing other than showed up. Well, one day he decided, him and a guy named Stan Rano, who's left Decatur, that the YMCA should have soccer. And we said, yeah, never going to happen. This is a football, basketball town. Never. I asked Mark Tupper about it. Won't happen for 10 years. Well, guess what? It wasn't within 3 or 4 years. There were 2,200 kids playing soccer, thanks to the YMCA. Back then, Don Davis started it. And I want to tell you what, he called on all those guys that were playing. We were now referees in about 5 soccer games on a Saturday. But it was an amazing sight. And he developed leaders in this community like Bruce Bennett, like Robbie Dombrowski, and I go on and on and on. Dave, you got to know, he had a great job. He was with the railroad, and being with the railroad was the job to have in Decatur. He was high school educated. He got laid off. And this guy was right in the middle of organizing everything for the YMCA with 2,200 kids playing under his responsibility, organizing fields, striping fields, putting up nets, getting referees, organizing coaches. And he now is unemployed. He and his wife went out there and set up nets every weekend. Martha is a terrific lady. He decided he's going back to school. He was a historian buff. He knew more about foreign wars than any teacher in this town. And he used to do these little pewter figurines and paint every one, set up wars. And all these kids would come over and just be, me? I was in my 20s. Oh, holy cow. How do you know this? You're only a high school graduate. But he went back, he got his teaching certificate from Milligan University, and he became a history teacher at St. Teresa. He became one of the most successful high school coaches at St. Teresa in soccer. He took on Scott Davis and won. Even Scott liked Dave after a while. And that was a big deal because that's a football school. And what he did for the young people at St. Teresa, I consider myself a guy's guy. And I can hold my emotions back pretty good. But my daughter and I, he was his history teacher, her history teacher. She and I cried like babies at his funeral. He meant that much to her as a high school senior, and me as a grown adult, knowing the significance of this man in this community. He did more than 50 years, and then he was going to do 100. So, when Paul Stenzio and Gene Flatter and Terry Taylor decided it was time to really push forward to let us recognize Dave the way we wanted to. She was really against it because he was such a humble guy. We finally convinced her it was the greatest day in YMCA history to have this award and that wall for Dave Petrowsky. He is one of Decatur's greatest. And I'm just here to tell you, he's made more difference in young people's lives and us adults who can learn by him than anyone I know in this town. So it's a true honor to get to stand up here and hand out this award, Chief. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get to my favorite time of the year, and this is even better than Christmas. We get to recognize two young people who have come through the Y program, have demonstrated scholarship and athleticism, and have given back to the community by the lessons they learned playing YMCA soccer, demonstrating those values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. We've been doing this for a while now, and it never gets old. These two young people will follow a long line of folks that we've had up here before, kids that are now through college, grad school, in a medical school, doing other great things, and they got their beginning at the YMCA with Y Soccer. Our first honoree, Gretchen Vanderkar, played Y Soccer for 10 years, developing a passion for the game and making many great friends along the way. It enabled her to become a better teammate, leader, and teacher. She has been a player, referee, and coach, assimilating parts of each role and becoming the person she is today. From her first all-girls team, she began caring relationships with other girls that have lasted over the years. As a referee, she learned to value honesty both in working with younger kids and in being accountable for her actions and her decisions. All of the lessons learned playing Y Soccer have come full circle with Gretchen as she helped her father coach her younger brothers and their teammates, sharing with them the values she has learned over the years. She has also been the captain of the St. Teresa soccer team for the past 2 seasons, the only senior this year. She says, without the YMCA soccer program, I do not know that I would be the leader, player, or person that I am today. Come on up, Gretchen. And Gretchen will be attending St. Louis University this coming fall. Rachel Mudd also grew up playing YMCA soccer, and although she learned a great deal and had the wise character values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility modeled for her by her coaches and referees throughout that time, she had them become even more real as an assistant coach and referee. It was during these times when the lessons she learned were really driven home and made real to her. She began to see the Y Soccer program coaches in light of the sacrifices that they make for the children's experience to be the best it can be. Guiding teams through the playing season, rescheduling their lives, giving their time to help the children, and in many cases working hard to learn the game of soccer right along with the kids. These coaches modeled the wise character values to her, always setting the example of respectfulness, something she has drawn on while working as a referee and dealing with a whole variety of personalities in parents and coaches. She came to appreciate the efforts of our volunteer parent coaches and has grown greatly in her respect for them. She says, I strive to show this respect to parents and adults in my life that have devoted time to teaching me, whether it's my calculus professor, my piano teacher, or a demanding parent on a soccer field. Rachel, congratulations. And Rachel will be attending Millikan University in the fall. Thanks, Kevin.